Hello, everyone. Welcome to Raising Vibrations. You're with Simon today, and we're doing chart of the day, and this is for the 5th and 6th of April, 2016. And wow, what incredibly interesting set of alignments that are taking place at the moment. I feel that, to be quite honest, I probably say that all the time, but it's really, really interesting to tune into the vibration and the energy at the stage and see the incredible amount of overwhelmingness that is presenting us with at the stage, like just experiencing incredible amounts of overwhelmingness. And there's also this incredibly strong feeling of, how am I going to manage? How am I going to be able to rise above the experiences that are being put on me at this point in time? How do I even possibly be able to withstand some of the stuff that I have to deal with, the themes, whatever it is, the emotional stuff that's coming up for us at this stage? There's quite a lot. So I found that this picture was really captivating me, to be honest, especially because the moon being in Pisces at this stage. It's very beautiful. There's such an exquisite scenery to it. And at the same time, if you look at the kind of way that everything looks, and in terms of the contours of the mountain itself and the water that's residing over there, and even look at the shape in which these rocks are not only elevated, so there's this kind of Piscean fantasy about this experience, but also the shape. Look how it almost seems as if this rock has, in some way, shape, or form, experienced a large volume of mass moving past it like that, and it's created this kind of contour line that shows that it's been gone through quite a lot. And sometimes we actually do feel like that. Sometimes we feel, when we go through these incredible shifts, that they move us, they open us up, they leave caverns within our consciousness, they cause trauma sometimes. And this picture kind of really revealed to me the nature of how this energy is coming through at this stage. There's this large shift that's on the horizon, and a lot of the time we're going to need to actually expand our sense of capacity to open up to the amounts of energy at this stage and hold it. But there's also depth to the process, and I felt that maybe that would be something that really can be integrated, understood, and realized at this point in time, the depth that comes from this experience, the human condition. So here's the chart, and as you can see, just a quick couple of sort of astrological definitions. Still Pluto in Capricorn at 17 degrees. Saturn's now retrograde at 16 degrees, so it's going backwards. For anybody that wants to know a little bit more about what Saturn retrograde's doing, I highly recommend checking out the most recent video, which was called The Live Stream, and it's called Retrogrades. Great description in there about Saturn. Mars is going to go retrograde fairly shortly, I think probably within about a week or so, but it's still there in Sag, pushing through our sense of belief structures, our philosophies and stuff. Mars is actually squaring the moon for the meantime. This was the chart drawn today, which is the 5th of April. So there could be some hot tension regarding our emotional reality at this stage. So I would watch out for your responses towards things. And of course, as you can see, the moon there conjunct the South Node and Neptune. The moon will move into Aries within the next day or so. So I suspect that by the time you're watching this on the 6th, the moon would have probably gone over Chiron, or maybe even into Aries at that stage. So later afternoon on the 6th. So it's going to be passing through all of this stuff over here. Chiron series, Venus is at 29 degrees Pisces, and that's what I meant about being this incredibly overwhelmed with this information, this experiences, these things that are almost so overpowering that it leaves us in a state of, we just have to surrender. And it's funny because in those moments of deep surrender, we find a very, very interesting place within the psyche of the soul. We kind of dissolve the barriers between what we think greatness is, what we think strength is, and we find truth, we find clarity, we find a sense of ultimate knowing. And most of us actually have a kind of a humbling of the ego as these experiences manifest for us, because we learn to readjust our sense of perception regarding what actually matters. And that's actually quite beautiful, because when we go through experiences in our lives that humble us to alignment with ego, or should I say with soul, then we start to see, again, and I've spoken about this before, this kind of collective grief that we as a human race carry with us, and how it's sometimes really, really challenging to deal with this grief or the experience on the planet as intensely as it is. And it also shows how much we can actually be present with ourselves to realize that most of the things that we consider to be important actually become quite trivial, especially when it comes to the ego glorification of stuff. And, I'm not saying this because I think ego is bad. I mean that we generally attach or assign things to create satisfaction, but what we don't know is that satisfaction kind of has the surface value to it. But when we go through these Piscean experiences of, humbling and clarity regarding absolute truth, we find ourselves actually readjusting our sense of sales. And that's really fascinating, because if you observe here, Uranus is going to hit the sun's going to hit Uranus. And what's also going to be manifesting is Venus is going to move into Aries. So what I suspect with this experience is, number one, there's going to be quite a lot of paralysis regarding fear, like which direction do I go? Absolutely. Secondly, there's also going to be this sense of direction that will be coming from a place of either deep shock, in other words, an experience that puts you into a place of alignment, like I mentioned right now, and you almost find clarity regarding what the new direction is without having to use the mental capacity to answer that question. So many of us try to figure out what we're supposed to do with our lives, or we try to figure out what is meaningful, what isn't meaningful using the left brain, and we don't actually pay attention to the soul sending us these reminders in our reality saying, hey, by the way, go this way, or he has a mystical experience that reveals to you deeper truth or deeper inner knowing. So that's what I think. I think that we're going to go through this experience that's going to shift us in a new direction, but it's going to come through this kind of, like I said, Piscean realm of mystical experience or inner knowing or deep humbling situations. Okay. Awesome, guys. Thanks very much for watching this video. I really hope that you found something worthwhile from this. And until next time I speak to you on Chart of the Day, have a fantastic week. Take care. Bye-bye.